Good morning everyone. My name is Nasruddin Kumagantang North and I am the reporter number 6. So my topic for today is all about models of communication. So first, let us discuss what is communication. So communication is the act of giving, receiving and sharing information. In other words, talking or writing and listening or reading. Good communicators listen carefully and speak clearly and respect different opinions. So alam naman natin kung ano ang communication. So ang ginagawa natin ngayon or ginagawa ko ngayon, i-share ako ng information through this video. Isa na rin itong communication. So before we proceed, let us discuss what is models of communication. In order to explain the social process of communication, scholars have developed several models. The three most well-known models for communication are linear, interactional, and transactional. Each model sheds light on the development of communication, but emphasizes the different parts of communication process. The models provide picture or visual representation of complex interaction. They are useful because they simplify the basic structure of communication and can help us to understand the structure not just verbally but also visually. Most importantly, they identify the various elements of communication and serve as a kind of map to show how different parts of communication process are interrelated. So, bakit nga ba mayroong models of communication? So, para mapadali at may paliwanag at mabigyang linaw ang communication at kung ano talaga ang communication. So, that's why mayroong models of communication. Let us proceed. Models of communication. So, first one is the linear model. So, originally developed by Shannon and Weaver in 1948. This model describes communication as a linear process. This model describes how a sender or speaker transmit a message to a receiver. So, more specifically, the sender is the source of the message. So, ano nga ba ang linear model? So, ang linear model, ito yung one-way communication. So, isa lang. Pag na-transmit mo yung message sa receiver, doon na nagtatapos yung communication. Wala nang mangyayaring feedback, iisa lang siya, one way. So, yun yung linear model of communication. So, isang example nito is yung nasa television or yung mga nasa TV. So, yun yung isang example ng linear model of communication. So, let us proceed. So, ito nga pala yung figure ng linear model of communication. From sender, the message from the sender through the receiver. So, transmitted to the receiver. So, iisa lang siya. So, hindi na siya babalik sa sender. So, the next one is interactional model of communication. In the move to a more dynamic view of communication, interactional models follow two channels in which communication and feedback flow between sender and receiver. Feedback is simply a response that receiver gives to a sender. Feedback can be verbal or non-verbal. Most importantly, feedback indicates comprehension. It can help senders know if their message was received and understood by focusing on the flow and feedback. Interactional models view communication as an ongoing process. So as you can see in this figure of interactive communication, the message from the sender transmitted to the receiver and the feedback from the receiver to the sender. So, ito yung interactive model of communication. Yung message from the sender mapupunta sa receiver. And yung receiver gagawa ng feedback papunta naman ulit kay sender. So isang example dito is open forum or group chats or group forum or ganyan. So ang isang example dito is group chats or forum, open forum, mga ganyan. So yung pwede kang magpi-feedback sa sender. So example is kapag nagsalubong kayo ng kaibigan mo sa isang lugar at tinanong ka niya o may sinabi siya sa'yo at nag-feedback ka, yun yung interactive model of communication. So next one is transactional models of communication. The transactional is the most dynamic of communication models. One notable feature of this model is the move from referring to people as senders and receivers to referring to people as communicators. This implies that communication is achieved as people both send and receive messages. Fundamentally, this model views communication as transaction. In other words, communication is cooperative action in which communicators co-create the process outcome and effectiveness of the interaction. Unlike the linear model, in which meaning is sent from one person to another. Also unlike the interactional model, in which understanding is achieved through feedback. People create shared meaning in more dynamic process in the transactional model. So, ano nga ba ang transactional model? So ang transactional model of communication, from the word transactional, ibig sabihin nun, hindi lang iisa o hindi lang dalawa yung nabibigyan ng message, kundi marami, pangmaramihan to. Unlike dun sa transactional, interactional model and linear model, pwedeng iisa or pwedeng dalawa. Ito, transactional model is pangmaramihan. Katulad, example lamang nito is yung mga balita or yung mga articles, nabibigyan lahat ng tao ng message. So, yun yung isang example ng transactional models. Yung mga balita, mga advertisement. So yun yung example ng transactional models of communication. So that's all for today. Thank you.